out of the gates here, what's the root cause? Most of the time I find when you have a root kind of tummy upset, it's usually going to be some kind of food poisoning thing out of the gate. So of course I think of, E. coli or some kind of toxigenic E. coli or maybe a salmonella or a campylobacter, some kind of like food poisoning bacteria out of the gates. It also could be a parasite too. I find food poisoning tends to be a little bit more acute, and that's kind of how you know. In the moment, it may not be clear enough, but out of the gates, like you mentioned, a couple different things. Silver can be helpful. Higher dose probiotics. Probiotics can be very helpful because, especially the bifidobacter and lactobacillus, because one, they're anti-inflammatory, so they bring the inflammation down in the gut. Probiotics are shown to help with gut permeability issues. So with the acute food poisoning or acute tummy stress, there could be a lot of gut permeability, which then increases the immune response because then you have all these toxins leaking into the bloodstream potentially and creating gut stress and immune stress. And then I would say after that, they're going to help crowd out a lot of the bad bugs. So if you had a big whack of E. coli or a big whack of campylobacter or salmonella, something like that, listeria, it's going to help crowd some of it out. And so probiotics, I think, out of the gates for its many calming effects. And then I think you can look deeper and run a stool test if some of these issues are more chronic, right? Parasitic issues may be more chronic. And then, of course, my good old favorite ginger tea is wonderful because ginger is anti-inflammatory, has some mild antimicrobial benefits as well, especially bacteria, and also has some anti-biofilm benefits. So you can combine ginger with probiotics. You can combine ginger with some antimicrobials as well to kind of help those herbs to be more, let's just say, virulent, because you essentially are taking the shields out of these bacteria's, arms, right? Biofilms are the protective shields the bacteria use. And when you take the shields out, their bacteria are more vulnerable. And then the herbs work much better and they help kill them much better. So those are a couple of strategies out of the gates. Anything else, Evan, that you're doing?
We tried to go for the ginger tea. Her tummy was just so upset she couldn't keep liquids down. So we just said, okay, too intense right now. We're going to just let it rest. So luckily with the pellets of the homeopathy, she was able to just put it under her tongue. Therefore, she didn't have to take in any new liquid. So we tried to dose some other liquid tinctures that were a couple mils, but it was just too much. So luckily without it, we just gave the tummy a break, no more liquids, hit the homeopathics, and then boom, the gut's calm for now. So we're still in the middle of it at the time of this recording, but she has not vomited since we did those homeopathy remedies. So hopefully she's over the hump now.
Yeah, homeopathy is interesting. I don't see a lot of it as being like root causal. Like it's not fixing, like let's say your daughter ate some food or had a food allergen exposure or was eating while stressed, not enough stomach acid or got a bug. It may not fix that, but it's going to help control some of the symptoms, modulate the inflammation, kind of help bump physiology back into the normal direction, which kind of buys you time to fix whatever's going on. So I like that. I think that's a pretty good strategy out of the gates. I think also too is
I'm
modifying.
not going to depend on it.
Yeah, I think also modifying.
I was just going to say I'm not going to depend on it. I wasn't going to depend on solely, but if I can buy her time, like you said, and then if we see in a week there's still an issue, then boom, we're going to go run urine or we're going to run stool.
Exactly. Yep.